I am.
Okay, is everybody else ready? We got a quorum. I can't see, but,
I'm ready.
okay.
We're
If
good.
everybody's ready, we'll bring the meeting to order. First on the agenda will be approval of the minutes for 9/3/20. Do I have a motion for approval?
Push your button. I approve.
Who seconded it? Anybody?
I'll second.
Okay. You gonna call the roll?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. Charles Alexander,
Yes.
Mary Jane Campbell,
Yes.
Brad Finch,
Yes.
Rick Fox,
Yes.
Turner Gall,
Yes.
Jennifer Moats, Prentice Oldham.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that was just the roll call. Do we need to do it again for the approval of the motion of the minutes?
Okay.
Okay, so all in favor of approving the minutes, please vote by saying aye. No for opposed. Charles Alexander?
Aye.
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 Mary Jane
Aye.
Campbell?
Oh, she got.
Gotta do it by roll call, folks.
Yeah, we gotta do it by roll call.
Charles Alexander?
Aye.
Already have.
Mary Jane Campbell?
Aye.
Brad
Aye.
Finch?
Brad Finch says aye.
Rick Fox?
Aye.
Turner Gall?
Aye.
Jennifer not here. Prentice Oldham?
Aye.
Okay, motion passed unanimously.
Okay. The first on the agenda will be the special occasion permit for Holiday Fest of Sumner County.
Is this in conjunction with the Parks Department, that event?
Just go ahead.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'll speak on behalf of the Parks Department. Holiday Fest filled out the application for us. What we're looking to do on Saturday, October 17th, is show a movie in the park. We are going to be showing Walk the Line with Johnny Cash, or based off Johnny Cash's life. Meyer's Front Porch is going to be providing the food, and then we would like to have Half Batch there to sell beer. This is a ticketed event, so I think we're limiting it to no more than 150 people, and they will each get one drink per ticket. And this will
So
be,
is this beer, is this beer only?
yes, beer only, nothing else.
And Half Batch in the past has provided people to card everyone and make sure that all the protocols are carried out so that nobody that's underage can have a drink.
Will there be minors allowed to the event, or is everybody going to be screened at the front and get a wristband?
I believe they have to be 21 to buy a ticket, and then we're doing a kids movie in the park the following Saturday for those that are not 21.
So you're saying maybe there won't be any kids or under 21 at this event?
Correct.
As far as the sale of the tickets goes, it's for adults. And the following week, we're doing the children's one. But this event is geared towards adults. Now, we can't control who's in your car, but we can expect Half Batch to card the people that they're letting have the beer.
So looking at your layout, you've got the movie screen on the lake side, you've got food on the left side, you've got alcohol on the other side. So is everybody going to be carded as they come into the venue, or only when they go to the alcohol section to purchase alcohol?
Andy, do you have
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
about that?
Yeah,
Or-
they'll be carded only if they get alcohol. Only if they order alcohol.
Will they get like a hand stamp or something like that?
They'll
So
have-
when they come back for their second one?
In the past, we've used the little wristbands that stick to themselves, adhesive bands.
Right.
We'll either be carding every sale or we'll armband people.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said we'll either be using armbands or alternatively, we'll just card everyone every sale.
I have another question and frankly a concern. Do you see an effect, positive or negative, on the sale of 150 tickets if you do or do not sell beer?
Our intention was for this to be more of an adult themed event. That's why we're having the next week a kids themed one.
No, I understand that, Andy. I guess what I'm driving at is, let's say you didn't sell beer. Would you still sell out 150 tickets?
Don't know that. It's the first time we've ever done this. This is the first time through on any kind of these events.
Understand. I guess my just concern, I'm certainly not against drinking, as some of you know, and Nate, this has got nothing to do with you at all. I think sometimes it would be nice to have events where we didn't, and Andy, you certainly have enough of those in the park that are successful. Of course, I understand most of them are athletic type things. I guess my other concern is that, because I don't live terribly far from there, is that's probably the park with the least safest access and egress of any of our parks. And that's enough of a challenge without potentially adding the effects of beer or alcohol to it. And I personally, I just not against drinking and not against beer by any means, but I in this case, I just have some concerns.
Well,
And
we chose
primarily
this,
safety concerns.
right? We chose this park because when all the beer in the park language was being added, this is where the first place was going to be, because of the ability to gate in and keep everybody in that fenced-in area and not allow people to leave with it. It's just an easier, controllable environment. So
the entire perimeter of this area is fenced, is that correct?
that's correct. The lacrosse field is all fenced in.
Okay.
So Andy, if just out of curiosity, if I'm sure it's probably this is going to be after dark, right? So
That's correct.
people aren't going to be there playing disc golf or trying to use the boat ramp or something like that.
No, this is at Memorial Park. This is at Memorial Park by the.
Oh, I
tennis
thought
courts.
this was at Sanders Ferry.
No, sir.
No, that's,
Oh, then I'm wrong, Andy. I apologize.
No problem.
Does anyone have any more?
Then I rescind my concerns.
Does anyone have any more questions?
Prentice, I don't, and given the history here, in particular with Half Batch, I vote that we approve this permit.
I will second that. Would you please call the roll in that?
I will. All in favor, please say aye. No for opposed. Charles Alexander.
Aye.
Aye.
Mary Jane Campbell.
aye.
Fred Finch.
Aye.
Rick Fox.
Aye.
Turner Goff.
Aye.
Princess Oldham.
Aye.
And Jennifer's not here. Okay, the motion passed unanimously.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Yeah,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good luck. Yeah, I hope it's a great success, you guys. Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda,
Yes, ma'am.
if you would come by finance tomorrow to pick up the permit, then we will have that ready for you, signed and ready.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hey, Andy,
Well-
are you still with us? No, he's gone. All right.
Okay, Russ, I guess it's your turn.
Okay, yes. Did everybody receive the email of the new ordinance that I've drafted? Well, what
Yeah, I
this
did.
is,
I did. I did, Russ.
well,
Yes.
I'll talk about this for a minute. Nate Newton, who's on here, and I want him to I'm going to tell what we've done, and he can kind of tell why he wanted done. He reached out to me to try to get this or the law changed because
We can have it all the time now.
do what? Okay, anyway, the way the law reads now is that the Half Batch Brewing, which is the only brewery in Hendersonville, can only sell, but his sales cannot exceed 10% of what is produced on premises. So that's the maximum. So that's the first change, and I'd like to go through this in order and let let Nate tell why he wanted this change. He wants it to change to where it will not exceed 25%. So he wants to sell more on the premises. And I would like for Nate to tell just briefly why do you want that change?
Yeah, thanks. That's just gonna give us a little more flexibility. It's been a real volatile year, obviously, for a business like ours, even without the COVID-19 disruptions. We have had disruptions in our distribution network, and the tap room is really successful. And we were bumping up against that 10% number, and we're just looking for a little more flexibility in our ratio of tap room sales to sales out in distribution.
Okay.
So, question for you: Do you guys sell food in the tap room?
We do. We sell some prepackaged stuff, and we do soft pretzels with mustard as well. We encourage people to bring in food from wherever they want. We have a couple of restaurants next door that do a lot of extra to-go business since we've been open.
So you don't have a what we would call a restaurant kitchen operation?
No.
Okay.
This is completely different ordinance from the other. Am I correct, Russ?
What do you mean?
There's no food involved in this.
No, because this is under the manufacturer tap room, which is completely different than a regular restaurant. He has the tap room, and a manufacturer brewery like his has its complete separate category. He is not, under the way the law sits now, he is not required to sell any food. In order
Yep.
to, that's my understanding. Am I right on that, Nate?
That's right. About 3 years ago, when we were first opening, we requested and worked through and got a beer law change to add a brew with a tap room to the list of exceptions to the food sale rule.
And I would
So
like to.
what is?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, what is your current sale process? Are you talking growlers? Are you talking, what's your method of sale? And the reason I ask that is, how would we audit this as 25% of sales on site versus 25, or the balance of whatever you manufacture, and how you traditionally sell that?
Sure. The way I understand it is this rule applies strictly to on-premise consumption sales. So it would be pints and pours that people consume on the premises. So growlers and cans to go don't count towards the number.
But Nate, you're tracking that now, right? You're tracking what you're selling on site versus what you're selling elsewhere. And all you're asking is that instead of the limit be 10% on site, you'd like it to go up to 25.
That's correct. Yeah, we have all that information available in our point of sale system.
What is 25% for on-premise consumption and off-premise consumption? Is that a different percentage?
Yeah, for off premise, it would be things we sell in the tap room that aren't consumed on the premises. So it would be growlers to go and cans to go, and then also what we sell in distribution. We're distributed in a 7-county area outside Sumner County, as well as we self-distribute to 30 to 35 retail accounts inside Sumner County.
Okay, so
So
that
this is 20, so this is 25% of your total manufacturing volume. Is that correct?
That's correct.
But you're saying up to, Nate. I mean, today it's 90-10. You're saying it could be 75-25. I'm sure you're not looking to do that necessarily. You just want the room if it goes over 10%.
That's right. We just want to follow the rule, and 10% was it's pretty tight right now. We're right at that.
And you know, we could have said, I could have drafted this and y'all might recommend that it only go up to 15% or 20, but we proposed 25, so we don't have to come back up in here and change it in a year. This gives a little leeway, and it does say on an annual basis, so it that could change month to month. But the way I read the law, as it sits now, and as we proposed it to read, is that it's on an annual basis. So even though it may fluctuate month to month, but as long as it's on an annual basis, 25%, under 25% on premises, I think he would be fine. And I would say anecdotally, I went in there the first time, it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it on a weeknight, and it was packed. I mean, it was packed to the, I don't know if that was a special trivia night or you're always that crowded, but it looked like there were just tons of people there. So
Yeah, that was on trivia night,
So-
which it
Okay.
does get pretty busy.
okay.
So Russ, just real quick, clarification on your subparagraph E. So what, if I interpret that right, it's like that the sum total won't exceed 25% of on-premises gross sales based on not only their manufacturing volume, but any additional non-half batch manufactured items that they might sell. Is that correct?
Well, that was going to be the third item. We can jump to that if you want. The first item was the what he produces can exceed 25% on premises sales. The third item, I'll just jump to that we've proposed. Nate wanted to be able to sell beer or cider on the premises, a different product than he produces on site. And I think he had specifically said, and he can speak to this, that he would like to sell a cider that he does not produce on site, that that would have a gluten-free option. And we have just proposed that the sales of those items that aren't produced on premises not exceed 25% of the on-premises gross sales. Does that make sense? So it would be on-premises gross sales that can't exceed 25%.
And Russ, that tap could be a rotating tap too, right? I mean, it could be cider, it could be anything else that Nate thought would be good, but that he wanted to sell that wasn't his, but he didn't want to get into producing because maybe the volume wasn't there economically for him to start making the product.
Yeah, I'll defer to Nate on that.
That's exactly right. We have 13 taps. We want to occasionally use one as a rotating guest tap, either to showcase another Tennessee Brewers product, or most of the time, like Russ said, we want to put a cider on there because we get a lot of people asking for a gluten-free option, and ciders are a gluten-free option. So there's a couple of local or Tennessee cideries that we could rotate on there, and then, that would just people that they're looking for a gluten-free option, we can offer that.
And again, we could have said 10% on this, and that may, if that takes off, that may lead us to try to come change the law again in a year. I just think it was appropriate to say 25%, just to give some leeway.
Well, and then you're consistent with your percentages too.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't disagree, Russ. I think this is a well-written amendment. I think that my only question would be, how are we going to audit this? And so if Nate's got, point of sale details and other information that can help us do that, as compared to, how we audit a traditional restaurant that has a beer permit, in terms of what their percentage of beer sales versus food sales is. This is a little bit of a twist, but I think we can get past that.
Right. And Annette or Nate might be able to answer the auditing question about, they may be in a better position to speak about that.
I mean, we're open to it. I mean, if the city requests the information, we'll certainly provide it.
Well, Nate, you got to be doing it today because you've already got the ability to sell up to 10%. So all it's doing is changing the percentage. You've got to have the systems in place to do the auditing already.
Yeah, we have the data for sure.
Nate,
Then
All right, good point.
about bandwidth. How do you feel about 15 versus 20 versus 25 versus 50 versus whatever?
I'll defer to Nate. He knows more of the numbers. 25% sounded reasonable to me. But
Yeah, I was asking Nate.
okay.
Are we talking about the on-premise sales percentage?
Yes.
Right. Well, I thought 10 was pretty safe until this year, and then things have just been out of whack in the beer industry in general this year. But our intention is to be a distributing brewery, and that is we want to run a successful tap room and have that experience available. But our goal is to distribute more beer, and so as the years go on, the percentage that we sell for on-premise consumption in our tap room should go down every year.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, do you feel like 25 is just going to do it for a year or two, or do you think, because I don't think that it would be in the city's best interest to limit somebody who's doing a very successful, very responsible business.
I appreciate that, but I think 25 is really safe. Like I said, this number should go down every year if we're doing what we're planning to do.
If you're meeting your business goal, Nate, this number has to go down.
Exactly. We want to sell more beer outside Sumner County. That's our main concentration.
Yeah, Nate, what's your hours now?
Our current hours right now are 4 to 8 on Wednesdays, 4 to 10 on Thursday and Friday, and 2 to 8 on Saturday.
Okay, so you're not staying open to midnight now, then? Okay.
But,
Yeah,
but Russ, you proposed that change too, right?
Yes, sir. And that was the second item. That's an item, paragraph whereas it was D, it was open till 10 p.m. Nate had requested that they stay open until midnight. And I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Nate, because some of the Predators or Titans games don't get started till late and past 10 p.m. So, it wouldn't be every night.
Oh no, we like our hours.
On those nights. You're not going to stay open every night, would you, till midnight?
We like our hours. This is just for a few special occasion events, like we had some Predators playoff games on the West Coast that they didn't drop the puck till 9 p.m. And we have a couple special events we'd like to keep it open that we have throughout 2 or 3 throughout the year. But no, we like our hours, and I don't ever want to regularly be open past 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And Nate, you're not planning to add days either, right? You just keep the same days you're open now?
For now, pre-COVID shutdown, we were also open Sundays. But one of the things that came out of it is my wife and I like having our Sundays off, so we don't have any plans to add that day back. So we don't currently have any plans to add any days.
Well, Prentice, I would say I think this is a well-drafted amendment to the ordinance, and I would say let's go ahead and take a vote on this. I will.
So you want us
say
to take a
aye.
vote on it? Is that what you're saying, Russ?
I would like to. I think it's effective anytime we go to the
Okay.
committees or BOMA to say that, I mean, we want your input. I would like to say it was fully approved of by the beer board. That does carry a lot of weight.
I'll
I think the
second it.
last one, I think the last one we did, Russ, where you were able to say that at Boma that it was approved by the beer board, I think that helped get it through with a lot less aggravation.
It does. It does. It helps a lot.
Hey, we've got a motion and a second, so, Annette, if you'll call the roll, please.
Okay, those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, please say no. Charles Alexander,
Aye.
Mary Jane Campbell,
Aye.
Brad Finch,
Aye.
Aye.
Rick Fox,
Aye.
Turner Gobb,
Aye.
Jennifer Moats, Princess Oldham.
Aye.
Motion to recommend to BOMA for the change for this section in the beer chapter is approved unanimously.
Okay.
And
Outstanding.
can I
Good
add
luck,
something
Nate.
At this
Good luck,
point,
Nate.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Good job, Russ.
Thank y'all
Okay,
very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Russ.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Annette, did you have anything?
I just wanted to make a statement. You were talking about how we audited that. In chapter 2, in section 8-221, there's a condition of permits, and it says every person or business to whom a beer permit is issued agrees to the following conditions. And in those conditions, it does list that on-premise permit holders shall keep a separate record clearly indicating the receipts from the sales, and just in summation, that they shall produce the records to the beer board or the finance director's office upon request. So as Nate said, if we request it, we can do that. That's something we definitely can do. Since this is kind of a unique situation with their only manufacturer, we can do that. I will look into that and come back next time with a little more clarity on that. But what we currently do for the gross sales audit is require and request for 1 quarter during the year from all of our restaurants. So we could typically April, May, and June. So we could do that as well.
Okay.
Well, that sounds good, and obviously it appears that we've got some pretty solid grounds relative to how we would choose to audit that and keep them in compliance. So that I feel comfortable with that. So thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
And did you have anything?
And that it probably is good that you do that so that nobody could start crying or whining that Nate's getting special treatment, which he isn't, but it protects him too.
Right. Okay. We'll do that.
You have anything else?
I just had one other thing I wanted to make the beer board aware of. The special occasion permits that we approved at the beginning of the year or somewhere earlier in the year for Rock Castle, their multiple events. Their last event for the Folk and Bluegrass Fest, they failed to pick up their permit. The festival's already happened and over with, but as we agreed upon to report to the beer board, just wanted to let you guys know that.
Did it actually happen, or was it canceled?
It happened.
Okay.
Who was in charge of that, Annette?
I guess that would be Sam, and I have
Gilbert,
forgotten his last name.
Sam Gilbert.
Yes. I would imagine. Now, he's the one that we have had contact with over the past. But that is the only one that they failed to pick up. They did pick up their others throughout the year.
Anybody got any comments on that or anything? What happened to everyone?
No, I heard you.
Is there anything
So
we
my
need to
only-
do or any action we need to take?
Yeah, my only question, Prentice, is that an issue if they didn't pick that permit?
That's what I'm asking. Is it an issue, or do we need to just, I mean, what's the board think?
Well, we granted them a multiple occasion permit, right? So whether or not they actually had it in their possession, you know, hopefully they followed the process that they told us that they would follow, right? Relative to, you know, ID checks and the rest of it.
I'll agree with that.
We approved it, why not? Flat?
Nate, were you involved in that?
Yeah, we were the beer vendor there. I didn't verify that the physical beer permit was on the location, but I mean, we checked IDs and verified ages as we normally do.
Well, would it at least be worth finding out why they didn't? They picked up the other permits and that. Well, at least find out why they didn't.
Okay. I can check into that if you would like me to.
Maybe just ask
Yeah,
for a reminder that it's important that they do that.
Okay.
Yeah, Turner, I think maybe what we need to reinforce is that you have to do that before the event.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was the rule to start with, that they were supposed to pick up the permit before the event.
Well, it is,
Well,
and I thought,
you
and
wanna issue-
Nate, maybe part of the learning curve for you is that in these events to ask and be sure that you can look at the hard copy of the actual permit, because it'd be a shame for you to get in trouble if somebody else didn't do what they were supposed to do.
True. Yeah, that's a good takeaway for me for sure.
Okay, so if you'll check into that, and we'll go from there on next meeting.
Okay, I will do it.
Does anyone have anything else?
I recommend we close the meeting.
Motion's been made, all in,
I second.
call the roll in that, please.
I'll second.
Okay.
We don't have to have
All
a
right.
second.
All in favor of adjournment, please say aye. No, say opposed, say no. Charles Alexander,
Aye.
Mary Jane Campbell,
Jane Campbell. Aye.
Brad Finch,
Aye.
Rick Fox,
Aye.
Turner Goff,
Aye.
Jennifer, and Prentice Oldham.
We are
Meeting.
adjourned.
Mhm.
Thanks,
Thanks,
you guys.
everyone.
Good night.
Everyone have a
night.
good night.
Take care.
Good luck, Nate.